From here we will delete this, and let's make a group route. The prefix should be auth, and here let's create a route bar, a post route bar register to register a user. So let's select this function, and here we will need auth controller. So let's create auth controller. Okay, the controller is now created, and we can now use it like auth controller and then register method. This is fine. Now answer your HTTP controllers, and then okay, let's reload because I created already the auth. Okay, it's here. So now we will need a function, a register function, and the type request. And here we need to validate a user. So let's validate our request. And first we need to validate a name. A name should be required, and also a string type, and we can give it a mix of 255, for example. And also we need to validate a password email. So the email should be required, should be string, and should be email, and also we need to validate the password. The password should be required and should be string, and also should be confirmed. So this is fine. Now here we can create a user, and user of name will be the request of name. This name, and then user of email the request of email, and the user of password. Need a decrypt here, decrypt, and the request of password. Okay, if the user save, then we have to return response of JSON, and we can simply return a message like user created successfully. And it should be 201, and okay, this is fine, but we also need, we can give it a status code of 201, and for else we'll just copy this from here and paste it here. The message will be same as semi logout. Please try again. And the status code, let's say 500. Let's say 500. Okay, so now let's test this. We can use Postman for this. And if you look here, our route will be http /localhost 8000 /API /auth /register. And inside body, we will have to give it a JSON, and we need name. So let's the name should be Akram and email. Okay. Let's say Softgear password. And password confirmation. Yes. And here we need one more thing. It is to use a user model. Okay. Also to check out database 1000. Yeah. Okay, so we have only one user. We have created by a seeder, and now we need to create another one using a postman in our API request. So let's send this. Okay, it says the ticket request is not supported, so send it again. And user created successfully. Let's check it. Yes, we got a user here. Another route for login. Let's copy this. Instead of register, write login. And here we need to define a function. Okay, and the same way we have to validate this also. So let's copy this, paste it here, and we don't need to validate the name here. Also, confirmed is not required here. You can also use remember me, and it's optional, but must be a type of boolean like true or false. So by default we have to pass a false here. And now we can get the user from the request. And one more thing we will need here at the if not auth attempt, but we need to use auth also. Okay, so if not of auth attempt, then we have to return this, return a response of JSON, and a message that this will be unauthorized, and status code 401 is before unauthorized. It's just the default. Let's press this. Okay, and this email will be from the request. So request of email, and also request of password. Okay, fine. Now if it's validated, then we must have a user, so we can get it from request. Okay, and here we need to check user role. If it is administrator, and if a user role is administrator, then we have to create a token, but we have to give it a scope also. So if we come here, and from here, as we have to use a person access token, so we can just copy this from here and paste it here, and we will store this token data, and we don't need to get an access token from here, and we can give it and the token name, we can give this one. Okay, don't need this tokens, just token, and we have to give it a scope of anything. As we have defined the scope inside our providers, and then inside our service provider. If we check here, we have to anything and can create. Do anything is for the administrator and can create as for the author. So this is fine like this. And okay, so we need to have else also here, because currently we have only two roles. Maybe you have some better way to do this, but I'm doing in this way. Can create. Okay, this is fine. Okay, now we can get a token from our token data. Now we will have to also check for the remember me. Just remember me. If it has a remember me, then let's the token expire. It will be, let's say, carbon, but we are not using carbon here, so let's use it. Carbon slash carbon. And okay, so carbon, and then now, and we can add 8 weeks, and we can pass 1, 2, 3, anything. Okay, and if this is done, then we have to have completion token save, and if the token is saved successfully, and here we will need many things, like it will be an array, and we need a user, and we need access token, and we can get it from token data, and then access token, and also let's give it okay, the token type will be area, and token scope. So let's get it from our token data, and then token, and then it's actually an array, so scopes of 0. This is fine, and we also can send exploits 8, and let's use again carbon. These are fine, and else we can response the user, and let's say a simple message, and somehow okay, let's try again. Let's say status code 500. We don't need these headers. Let's remove it. And okay, here we can also give it a status code. Let's say 200. Okay, these are fine. Now let's save it and test it. Okay, again, it's not a get, so it should be post. Unauthorized. Okay, this is not Arkham, so it's Akram. And yeah, we got the user, we got the access token, we got the token type, we got the token scope, and expires date, also a status code. So these things are fine. Now we can also create a logout. So here inside API, we can make a group of routes, and we don't need the prefix, but instead we need a middleware, and middleware will be Auth API, and here we can create a GET request, and let's say logout. It will go to Auth controller, and we'll hit logout method. And now let's create this logout method after our login. We can get a user form request, and then it's tokens and then revoke. Okay, and then we can response and JSON. Let's set a message. Logout successfully. And let's set the status code. And should be 200. This is fine, and we need the headers. So let's test this. Okay, it's this is returning us to a login page, but we don't have login page, the normal Laravel login page. So it's because we are not logged in. Okay, so inside our headers, for the secure browse, we will use this way. Like inside our headers, we will have to pass authorization also, and then barrier, and then the token. So here our token was, okay, here we have to pass this token. So let's copy it from here and paste it here. A barrier, then space, then that token string, and then we can send it. Okay, this is a mistake here. It should be only token, not tokens. Test again. Okay, log out successfully.